Oh, my little girl. I saw a couple articles yesterday about China has a big initiative. I don't have it in front of me. It sounds so unbelievable. Perhaps you guys can pull it up. China has a new nationwide initiative for tourism to upgrade their toilets. Because you know over 70% of the toilets, it's estimated, the AP wrote, in China are holes in the ground. And you go in and squat over a hole in a just room with other people, and that's how you use the bathroom. I wanted to juxtapose that with China says that they got this new aircraft carrier that's going to blow us up, and they also are going to land on the dark side of the moon. So they're going to innovate the whole world, but they can't, in 60-plus years of communist rule, almost 70 years, I guess, or more, since 1949, they can't even deliver toilets to the public. There it is, Reuters. China plans toilet revolution to boost tourism. That's right, because you're supposed to just crap on the side of the road. You been to India? You been to China? I haven't, but Paul Watson has, and my family has, and I mean, it is unbelievable. I had one crew member go to India last year. I'm not going to tell the story because they're not here today, and I haven't asked their permission. They went there on tourism and fell on a street walking past their head into a giant slurry of human feces on a major street. Now, why am I going there? Bash America all day. All these little snot-nosed communists, everybody else with their smartphones. There it is. India's government is now shaming people into using toilets. But we're told we just need to adopt this here. We don't need to innovate at all. So, again, Americans hold the lowest number of passports per capita than any other industrialized country. And so you got all these bubble kids who just literally hear their professor telling them, America is horrible and evil. The rest of the world is glistening and perfect. The healthcare in England is totally free and the best thing you ever had. Cuba is incredible. They have rocket ships. They've colonized Mars there. I mean, they don't go that far, but it's basically Castro floats around and Jesus says he loves him. I mean, it is just ridiculous. Castro flies a flying carpet. Castro has jewels that drip from his fingertips. Oh, yeah, Alex, everything's free in Cuba. Yeah, you're free to work 18 hours a day. Eat squid 3 times a day, like Tony Montana says. You like a Chivano in every corner? Sheep. Want to tell you what to eat, what to wear, where to go, what to do? You a communist? I kill a communist for free, for fun. I'm going to go to your phone calls now on Soros, the famous Nazi collaborator, warning the world that Trump is a Hitler dictator. You cannot make it up. Obama is set in the next few hours to come out and announce that they're basically declaring war on Russia with cyber attacks, economic warfare, you name it. Already Russian jets are getting blown up, you name it. And a funeral for 2. Isn't this weird? Carrie Fisher, God rest her soul, dies after having a heart attack flying from London to LAX. And then her mother, another famous actress, Debbie Reynolds, dies of a suspected stroke. Was it a stroke? Or was it star killing? And by the way, I pretty much trolled the media a few days ago when I asked, is this star killing? Because when somebody's outlived their usefulness, basically mafias do run Hollywood, and I've talked to a lot of high-level Hollywood folks, there is the belief that when you're no longer useful, they're about to put up your original catalog in rock and roll or movies or you name it, folks tend to get killed to make them valuable again right when some new production is being rolled out. Plus, they can also show you the original Carrie Fisher from the 1977 New Hope. She's back in the new movie via computer, and you can't tell the difference. So you really don't need Carrie Fisher anymore because you've got a digital version of her, and then magically she dies right on time, and then her mommy, who controlled her estate, dies a few days later. Coincidence? What if other members of the family that have claims on her start all dying? Would you then ask a question? Now, I said I don't think they killed Carrie Fisher. But see, we need to think about star killing and understand this goes on. The ultimate mafia is Hollywood. They actually found it. There's Carrie Fisher. Not from the original 1977, but the 2016 release, Rogue One. Which, by the way, is a very avant-garde movie. It's the best produced Star Wars movie ever. And I got to say, Disney, despite the fact I don't like Disney in many respects, did a really great job with the film. And the final scene is as good as it gets. And then it's just Governor Tark's back, and everybody's back because of CG, and it's incredible. Some of the battle scenes get a little exhausting, but they're still well done. I mean, it's got some communist Chinese Politburo worship in it. What doesn't? But, you know, I'll give it 4.5 stars out of 5 stars. because I guess the bar was so low. The last one was so bad. Episode 1 was so horrible. I mean, it's just terrible stuff. So, still impressive. Now, the media will take that out of context and say that I said Carrie Fisher was murdered and so was her mother. I didn't say that. They already got news articles saying I said that from when I said it 2 days ago. That's fine. People then see that. They come hear what this madman's saying, and they find out what I'm really saying is not what they said. But you see these stars running out of Hollywood, running to Europe, running to Canada, and it's because managers do take people's money. People do die. Look, all the stuff came out with Pelicano. It was always said that he was running around doing stuff behind the scenes, and it started coming out in court he was. But that's nothing. I've been at, for whatever reason, because they wanted to put out some films, they wanted to put out Loose Change in theaters, and Mark Cuban wanted to. I have been in the rooms with the biggest lawyers in Hollywood and the biggest producers, and it is like something out of The Godfather. It's old men smoking cigarettes, bitching, who are worth, in some cases, billions of dollars, going, I tell you what, I'll kill that son of a bitch. You give me a problem. And you're like, hey, have a safe trip back home. Are you threatening me? You're going to kill me? Because they couldn't believe I was in these meetings arguing with them and acting like I was an equal. I'm like, in Texas, we say, have a safe trip home. Like getting like some $1 million Maybach. Just crazy. And that's because it's gangster run, folks. You better believe it. And you always hear Hollywood's Jewish. It is. I'd say half Jewish. Another 20, 30% Italian. And then coming in with the money are the Arabs and the Chinese. I mean, I was there witnessing at the time. And now it's all over the news. But I said I go to your phone calls on the Soros situation. But, I mean, with the Italians, it's like, wow, these are real gangsters. These are the gangster families that went legitimate 50 years ago. It's amazing. People have no idea the crazy levels of these people. Some of these folks are making $100 million a week on their TV shows. There are producers that own 5, 6, 7 shows that are on. They're getting $5, $10, $15 million per show themselves per week. Hundreds of millions a week. And it's crazy. They don't trust their families. Look at Sumner Redstone. I've been in meetings when Redstone is on the speakerphone yelling at people. And they're hanging, he's very mercurial. We have to be very so. I mean, it is crazy. For whatever reason, God let me into these meetings, and I've seen the craziest stuff you can imagine. Old toad-like men smoking cigarettes going, I mean, it's something else. Okay. Let me just tell you, the people that run Hollywood took it from other people or fought to keep what they got. It's gangster land. But you never hear that because, see, oh, the gangsters only existed in the 1940s and 50s in New York and New Jersey, and they were all Italian. Oh, yeah, right. And they also all seem to think Texas is like its own gangsterville, which it kind of is. But see, the real gangsters, nobody knows they're gangsters. See how that works? But see, the general public doesn't know how the world works. They believe Hollywood that gives them a fantasy land. All right, let's go to your calls on Soros and all the rest of it. Let's go ahead and talk to who's up next here. Is it Ward? Is it Matt? Is it Kevin? Is it John? Is it Ferris? Let's go ahead and talk to Ward in Kansas. Thanks for holding her on the air. Very interesting, Ward. Go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead.
I'm torn. I don't know where Soros should be deported to. Would Russia, Israel, or Gitmo be better for him?
A lot of Hollywood folks said they want to go to Mars. I think we put him in a spaceship, space capsule, send the vampire to Mars. There's no blood for him to drink. Metaphorically, or how about we give him deport him to hell?
That would be generous.
What do you think of Soros running around panicking? I think it's wonderful, but I'm concerned about what he may pull.
I can't understand how this man can be left out in public. Why he's not behind bars and his assets either seized or frozen, so he can't buy his way out.
Well, we have to keep identifying him. Look, the crimes that have been committed by the globalists are so big. They've got so many people in on the crime with them. They believe the criminality is so huge that it's too big to fail. That's how they work these corruptions. But now the corruption got so big, it was bringing down our whole society. Now they must be dealt with. They went too far. God bless you, Ward. That's a good question. Where do we deport Soros to? He's originally from Eastern Europe. I think we deport him to Russia. They've got an arrest warrant for him in Russia right now. All right, Matt in Pennsylvania, you're on the air. Welcome. Thanks for calling.
Hey, Alex, I just want to thank you first. You inspired me to start a site a while ago, and I made it easy to read to try to reach people that, sometimes have trouble reading real complex things and big articles and stuff like that. But sorry, I was digressing a little bit. But what my point is...
Well, tell us what your blog is.
It's thedailyinformer.net.
That's a great name, great job. And look, it's all about you. You're not digressing. Putting up blogs, doing videos, all of us responding, all of us speaking out. We're unstoppable despite all their attempts at censorship. Now is the time for everybody, whether it's low-tech newsletters or handing out business cards that have websites on them, or whether it's showing a film at your local theater or your church. Every little bit counts. Together it moves mountains. Go ahead.
Well, it's mind-blowing how the majority of people aren't making a big enough deal out of I hate to say it, but the Islam takeover of America, the sweet, silent, behind-the-scenes, oh, let's put out these Amazon commercials, make everything look all nice and, comforting, conditioning everyone to just accept it. And then it seems like a couple years down the road, it's going to be like snap their fingers and they're all going to arise and they'll all be specifically put in different areas, like Obama's putting them in different towns and cities and all over the United States. It's like they're almost doing some secret war ops, mapping out and putting them in different areas so they can just snap their fingers, arise, and that's where the madness will begin.
By the way, that's why 80% of military-age men, they admit that's the plan in the WikiLeaks, to bring in incompatible groups. Then when they engage in terrorism, take all of our rights, claiming that our free society is what caused it. Merkel's already announcing banning free speech, banning nationalist groups being able to demonstrate on New Year's Eve, but the Muslims can go out and rape and rob and kill. That's in the news today. Great points, Matt. Let's talk to Kevin in Maryland. Kevin, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Good, go ahead.
Hey, you remember a few years ago you reported of nuclear devices missing out of a base in South Carolina?
No, it was West Texas.
West Texas. Are they still missing?
We were called by people on the base and told nuclear weapons are being transferred out of here. They weren't even supposed to be here, and they're being sent to the East Coast. And then after we reported that, Lindsey Graham came out and said there are nukes that have been brought in by Islamicists and are going to blow up our base, exactly where we said the nukes have been sent on the East Coast, and all hell broke loose. And remember, also, 6 cruise missiles came up missing from Minot base up north and showed up down in Louisiana, and then 6 people at the base got all mysteriously died in the next 2 days. So there's been cases of missing nukes before.
False flag in the next 20 days.
You think that's why they'd want missing nukes?
No, I think they're going to use the missing nukes to possibly nuke New York and cause the false flag before Trump gets put into office.
Yep. And in fact, CNN last night during Situation Room, they were saying there's going to be a war, there's going to be huge terror attacks. It's now Trump's fault that he got elected, and it's Israel's fault. And then they all just said it is his fault, and they all just said it is basically willed, like a cult. And they all just kind of look down and solemnly. So they're planning something big. That's all I know. They've committed. They've decided they're better than everybody and that they're unstoppable. And who knows what they're going to do.
I think that's what they're going to pull.
They look scared. They look committed yesterday. Again, I've been monitoring them. Their body language has changed into kind of panicking that they weren't going to get to have their way with us very slowly as perverts, political perverts. Culturally, slowly, sucking out our essence. So now they want to have, I guess, some big new crisis. What do you think?
Well, I think you're absolutely right. My uncle works for the Department of Defense, and he keeps telling me to be quiet and to shut up, that I'm getting too close. I don't know if he's just doing it to screw with me or if he's actually serious. But I think that's your false flag in the next 20 days.
Well, those people in the Department of Defense are compartmentalized as well. So if you got an uncle making fun of you, it's because he doesn't like the fact you're younger trying to inform him. But there have been missing nukes before. Our sources were real. And all hell broke loose the next few days about nukes. And suddenly they said nukes are about to go off on the East Coast. I believe we may have stopped the false flag. So I don't know. I mean, the point is that people know we will put out information from good sources to warn the public so we get information nobody else gets because other people are too scared to do it. I appreciate your call, Kevin. John in Colorado, thanks for holding. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Alex?
Good, go ahead.
Hey, a couple days ago, Google removed the Holocaust denial site. Did you hear about that from their top searches?
I did not, but I know that they've been delisting us on their Chrome, then it came back. I know that this is this fake news purge, and again, if people agree with the Holocaust the way it was said or not, it should be free speech. Things like that shouldn't be removed.
Oh, exactly.
I mean, if something is the top search, is getting the most traffic, then it shouldn't be getting removed. I mean, Google has been better than others about actually putting what gets the most views at the top. That's why you put in info, and InfoWars comes up. You put out Alex Jones, I come up first. And so this is a way they're trying to control things, I guess.
It all goes back to what Drudge said last October when he came down to Austin. He said that it was coming this year, and he was very right. Some different facets.
Well, stay there. I'm going to come back to you. I don't want to cut you off. This is a hard break. John, stay there. Then we're going to talk to Ferris, Mark, Ruth, and others right into the next hour. Then Roger Stone joins us with breaking news. I've been with us in like 10 days. And we've got a roundtable discussion as well. Stay with us. I'm Alex Jones. InfoWars has more than 15 YouTube channels and about 3 million subscribers. Our main channel has 1.854 or 1,854,000 plus subscribers. Now, they've been gaming the system for a long time to shut down nationalistic or patriotic media, saying we're right-wingers, saying we're extremists. Well, it doesn't matter who we are. We have a right to free speech, don't we? As long as we don't violate the rules. Well, now Zuckerberg has come out and said he's going to restrict conservative news like Communist China does, calling it fake news. And Google, that owns YouTube, has announced, and they've done it now 2 weeks ago, that they're going to basically make you click the bell in your notifications. We're going to show you how to do that, or you won't get all the channels that you've subscribed to, and you won't get the videos. Now, why are they doing this? It's more than just censoring. They want you to see the videos that they feed you below and beside the videos you're looking at that are corporately sponsored so they make more money. They're taking the you out of YouTube. So we're in this information war, and it's more important than ever that you promote the videos, that you like the videos, and that you send them on to others. Because the answer to the attempt to shut us down and restrict free speech that's openly now happening is for us to redouble our efforts. We're winning the culture war as true classical liberals that made this country great. We're restoring the Renaissance. So again, if you want to get our videos, so you can make your decision whether you want to see them or not. After all, that's why you subscribed. YouTube's had this since they started 12 years ago or whatever it was. And they're fundamentally changing it so you don't get it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is promoting fake news and trash news and establishment news. It's killing real independent news. But we the people, by taking action, can break the back of this system. So please click on the bell so you get the notifications and so you get in your feed the videos and channels you've subscribed to. I'm Alex Jones for Infowars.com. Oh, my little girl. I saw a couple articles yesterday about China has a big initiative. I don't have it in front of me. It sounds so unbelievable. Perhaps you guys can pull it up. China has a new nationwide initiative for tourism to upgrade their toilets. Because you know over 70% of the toilets, it's estimated, the AP wrote, in China are holes in the ground. And you go in and squat over a hole in a just room with other people, and that's how you use the bathroom. I wanted to juxtapose that with China says that they got this new aircraft carrier that's going to blow us up, and they also are going to land on the dark side of the moon. So they're going to innovate the whole world, but they can't, in 60-plus years of communist rule, almost 70 years, I guess, or more, since 1949, they can't even deliver toilets to the public. There it is, Reuters. China plans toilet revolution to boost tourism. That's right, because you're supposed to just crap on the side of the road. You been to India? You been to China? I haven't, but Paul Watson has, and my family has, and I mean, it is unbelievable. I had one crew member go to India last year. I'm not going to tell the story because they're not here today, and I haven't asked their permission. They went there on tourism and fell on a street walking, past their head into a giant slurry of human feces on a major street. Now, why am I going there? Bash America all day. All these little snot-nosed communists, everybody else with their smartphones. There it is. India's government is now shaming people into using toilets. But we're told we just need to adopt this here. We don't need to innovate at all. So, again, Americans hold the lowest number of passports per capita than any other industrialized country. And so you got all these bubble kids who just literally hear their professor telling them, America is horrible and evil. The rest of the world is glistening and perfect. The healthcare in England is totally free and the best thing you ever had. Cuba is incredible. They have rocket ships. They've colonized Mars there. I mean, they don't go that far, but it's basically Castro floats around and Jesus says he loves him. I mean, it is just ridiculous. Castro flies a flying carpet. Castro has jewels that drip from his fingertips. Oh, yeah, Alex, everything's free in Cuba. Yeah, you're free to work 18 hours a day. Eat squid 3 times a day, like Tony Montana says. You like a Chivano in every corner? Sheep. I want to tell you what to eat, what to wear.